Hey, and welcome back to UFO-Track's channel, where we are creating a real-time UFO alert system and a worldwide network of people who want to be notified if something anomalous has been seen flying in their area. One of the goals of UFO-Track is to empower people to investigate their own UFO sightings, and we have created over a dozen proprietary tools to help. One of the most important pieces of information we need to gather as UFO investigators is to figure out if the object being reported as a UFO might be a known astronomical body, such as a planet. Planets can be seen in different locations in the night sky from night to night, changing the appearance of known constellations, and depending on atmospheric conditions, planets can look extraordinary, like exceptionally bright, or possibly twinkling if they are close to the horizon. It's important to evaluate planets first, because if there is a mundane explanation for a UFO report, we want to know right away. Historically, planets have been used to quickly dismiss UFO sightings, even when the witness data really is in sharp contrast to that explanation. Jimmy Carter's sighting was dismissed as a planet. So were the Lubbock Lights and the Michigan swamp gas. And even though the government scrambled planes during the UFO flap of 1952, ultimately that explanation for the DC sightings was attributed to a planet. But there were 43 sightings all over the country during that time frame. So let's watch J and K gaslight poor Beatrice.
All right, Beatrice, there was no alien. The flash of light you saw in the sky was not a UFO. Swamp gas from a weather balloon was trapped in a thermal pocket and refracted the light from Venus.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait is right, Jay. We have to stop letting quote-unquote authorities use planets to dismiss, not debunk, UFO sightings. And this tool allows us to do that. Take, for instance, the Japan air flight over Alaska in 1986. This is what the FAA instructed them in real time, to take evasive action away from a large object over the aircraft. We find the latitude and longitude of eastern Alaska. The time is 1711, and the date was 11/17, 1986. We plug this data into the tool, and this is what we get. This is what the FAA said in their final investigation to try and discredit the pilot in the sighting. The media reported on it, and as you can see, it's still a matter of public record. But this is where Jupiter and Mars were during their encounter. Both planets were low on the horizon. They could not have been mistaken for a larger object over the JAL plane itself. And what would they have taken evasive action against? It doesn't make sense. However, this kind of dismissal has been happening to some of the best UFO sightings of all time. Over the years, hundreds, maybe even thousands of UFO sightings have been dismissed, again, not debunked, by blaming the planets. In the past, it wasn't very easy to verify planetary data, so we just let it go. But now, with UFO-Track's investigative tool, it's super simple to verify where the planets are, the sun and the moon at any given moment. I think it would be fun to do a comprehensive study on all those sightings that were shelved, and using this tool, find out if the planetary explanation is even a possibility. If you do any historical research on cases using this tool, leave a comment below and tell us what you found out. It's pretty fun to look up old cases and given their location, date, and time, and run this tool against it to see if you can add any more relevant data to the sighting. But what's even more fun is to use this tool on a case you're currently working on to make sure that a mundane explanation has been rolled out. Here's a quick excerpt out of the UFO Surprise on the Loneliest Road of America video, where we used the SkyData tool in one of our own investigations. We ruled out planets as an explanation pretty fast. I'll link the full video in the end credits here. We were on a stretch of road in Utah called the loneliest highway in the world, Highway 50. If you know anything about it, you know that there is nobody around. John saw the light first, so we pulled over to get a better look. We photographed an object in the sky. It is time to do a UFO investigation. Let's get to work. Astronomical objects. Well, using a tool from UFO-Track, we know where all the bright planets are, and they were either not visible or behind us. Scientific data is power when it comes to UFO investigations, and that is what UFO-Track is all about. Working to scientifically prove or disprove the evidence being brought forth for the UFO phenomenon. Once we rule out the mundane, what's left is pretty interesting. Join us here on the channel, and we'll teach you how to use these tools. Find us on Patreon to join our real-time UFO alert network if you'd like to be notified of interesting things flying around in the skies around you. Feel free to go to UFO-Track.com and look at the tools we've already got there. Run SkyData against cases you've already worked on, or run it on historical cases to get a feel for it. Share your results with us. Then feel free to use it on all future investigations. UFO-Track is about working together to gather multi-witness photographic data from the same event so that we can learn more about the objects flying around in our skies. Keep your camera handy and keep looking up.